No, yeah, first time for everyone, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can start. I was watching some stuff to get inspired.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start by it's very the slides are very simple because this is not what we are focusing on, right? So I guess this one is not really needed. What we're going to do now, guys, it's actually quite simple. The format is 20 minutes to an hour, whatever we need. It depends on you, and when you have to leave as well, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Led by, I'll act as a facilitator, but that's not really the intention. It's just to try to have something to start. It's not that I want to be a central point for this, but just to start. And of course, it will be much more flexible than even a tactical meeting. It will be you can stop anyone at any time. It's more a discussion. It's a brainstorm. So please feel free to talk whenever you want. But of course, let's focus on the output that we need. So we're going to do. Let's first talk about the do's and the don'ts instead of the plan. So of course, do surface your opinions and ideas. But don't defend it too strongly. We want to reach an agreement somehow. It's not about everyone accepting the same idea, but having something that we can live with. Do speak out whenever you feel that you need to speak your mind. It's not a problem. Don't abuse this freedom though. So let others speak as well. Everyone has the same right. And do properly explain your ideas. Don't just throw an idea in the bucket and then let us try to explore it a little bit more. Try to explain it a little bit when you say it. But in this case, don't steal the microphone because we don't want to last that long. And for that, you can trust your judgment. There is no real measurement for that, right? So first, we're going to take a look on the objectives for this meeting. And then we're going to do a checking round for everyone, a quick one. You guys know the deal. And then we're going to start writing the meeting notes. So it's going to be very quick process to get to the meeting notes. Let's go there. So the objectives for this, I already posted this on the community page, the community forum. We have a few essentials to discuss. So the format for the meetings. It doesn't need to be a strict format for every meeting, but we need to decide on something. The content for the first and the second meeting, because then we can plan for it. We can maybe find sponsors in the meaning, not sponsors in the form of money, but sponsors in the form of maybe some company that can host physical meetings or coaches that want to participate, stuff like that. We have a few coaches already interested, which is probably going to be a good thing for us. And then, of course, discuss allocation for the physical meetings. I didn't clear that up with the company here yet, but they are usually super open to receive people. It's in Haarlem. I'm not sure I think most people in the Netherlands could come here in less than 2 hours, right? Netherlands not that big. But then we have also a few extras to discuss if we have time and if you guys are up to it. It's not mandatory, but it's there. So discuss a few different ideas if you have any for the chapter. So you can bring them up. And anything else that you want to discuss that you feel that this brainstorm might be the right place for. So let's go to a checking round. Let me open the list of people here. Okay, Charles, let's start with you. You can quickly go around these questions: who you are, where you're from, where you live, and reasons for being here, expectations for everything. Shoot.
Yes. Okay. Well, my name is Charlotte, and I've met all of you either on the practitioner's course, and Paul, I met you at Energy campus. So I'm from Holland. I just started working for myself. And I'm in HR, so I'm trying to build a bridge between HR, new style, and a new style of organizing, like Holacracy is. Well, I live here, and I just started also working. My first assignment is with Oliver Valves, and they are also working as a Holacracy company. Well, why I'm here because I was at the practitioner course, and I really like to keep connected with the people, but also take it like not just, okay, I've learned the information and now that's it, but how can we move it further? How can we exchange ideas or help each other with new findings, stuff like that. So really like learning from each other. And that's yeah, I think the expectation from the chapter, from the session, I'm not sure. I don't know what way would be the best fit to do this. So I'm here to brainstorm about it.
Okay, cool. Max, your turn.
Oh, yes. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Great. So I'm Max. I'm from Russia, city Yaroslavl. Currently, it's about minus 13 degrees. And I'm driving my car. Just finished work. And in Yaroslavl, at the moment, it's 8:30 of evening. Yeah. And it was very difficult Friday, and I'm a little bit disappointed and not matter now. But so, what about my objectives? It's really important for me to be in touch with people, with you, because we all just, I think, starting our journey after practitioner training, and it's very interesting to know how different people will go in the direction of holacracy, self-organizing, and I think it's very useful to be connected and take a part of development of each other. Okay, that's all.
Cool. Okay, Paul, please, your turn. I think you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm from the US. Just recently went to the Netherlands for the first time. But yeah, mostly just here to see, if there's any way I can help, to share my knowledge. Just always enjoy being part of different communities and keeping those relationships and learning from one another. And that's pretty much it. Nothing specific I'm looking for, really.
Okay. Ivan?
Can you hear me, Leonardo? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm Ivan. We met at practitioner training just recently, and I'm from Czech Republic, and we are practicing Holacracy in our company, and I'm searching for, I would like to join some other communities to practice online, just to get my skills sharp, and to get some new knowledge, as was Max talking about. So I want to practice, actually. Yeah, it's my expectation of the online community of that kind.
Okay, great. I think we all have the same expectations. So I am Leandro. I met most of you, of course, on the same training Charlotte was talking about. I'm from Brazil. I'm half Italian, half Spanish. Born in Brazil by coincidence, and now I live in the Netherlands. The reasons for being here, I think, is the same as you guys. I want to learn more. We've been practicing Holacracy here in this company over 2 years, but I joined over a year ago, a year and 3 months, I think. Yeah, 4 months. And I've learned a lot already, but I still think there's so much to learn and so much to hone some aspects of the Holacracy skill set, let's say, that we have. There's always something else to learn. The more you talk about it, the more you learn, the better you get. My expectations for this session is just to set the boat ready to go, right? So we can move off from the dock. And the expectation from the chapter is a lot of learning. I really wish that we can have at least some mock meetings as we had on the trainings. It was really cool. And maybe some coaches chipping in and trying to help us, hopefully for free, if we can do it. And of course, I would love to hear the experience of colleagues and friends applying Holacracy on their own companies. especially when they are really starting, because I find it really interesting, the transition from a typical company to using Holacracy. For me, it's just something that attracts me a lot to see that being implemented and the change that the company undergoes once Holacracy is implemented. Okay, so I guess that's everyone. Next step, I told you it was going to be quick. We have meeting notes. I can either allow you to copy this, or I can post this somewhere, maybe in the chat. Let's copy the address and post it in the chat, and it's better. I'm posting this in the chat for everyone. I think that Max, you don't do that. Don't open that. You're driving. You shouldn't be touching your phone. But
yes, I just finished driving.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we'll try. Thank you.
No problem. So, of course, you probably need to log in to open this. But the reason why we have this is just try to decide on something first. So there's a few anonymous here. Okay, I think most of you are online already. So one thing that I want to ask you guys first is, what do you think we should do in the first meeting? Because the first meeting will more likely set the starting steps for the community. So I would like to have something to rely on in terms of communication, something to rely on in terms of a format, or some sort of structure, so we can feel safe to continue. What do you guys think it could be the best way to achieve this? Does any of you has a suggestion for this?
I like as it is, that it's facilitated. Because sometimes it's hard to, especially online, you know, with different technical things, without facilitator, it's quite hard to get to some conclusion. So I'm glad you're facilitating it.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
And my addition to facilitating, I'm sorry, about facilitating, I'm filling two roles because nobody can do it. I'm filling facilitator and secretary, and also all other my roles, and I don't know how to don't mix it up. Yeah, you know, maybe you can add some note to the first point.
Okay, so you mean that this should be a subject? Sorry, Max, you're breaking up a little bit. Max?
Maybe I first point, because I thought about facilitating meetings.
Okay, so that can be a subject. Yes. Okay.
Facilitating meetings when you're filling multiple roles and cannot share with it.
Okay, that's a good idea, actually. It's a good subject for a first meeting. I remember on the training that when I had to facilitate and I was also lead link, it was very confusing because the lead link holds the purpose of the circle and the meeting is about the circle. And it doesn't make sense because in the training, well, it's not possible by the constitution to do that. But I remember that it was quite confusing for me when I was facilitating. I tried to not show that much. I was confused, but it's yeah, it can be quite complicated when one of your roles is one of your accountabilities in one of the roles that you hold is being discussed. Okay, so we have a subject already for the first meeting. Do you guys have any other suggestions? Maybe we can start with something more basic as well, because this might be a little complicated for people that are starting.
Yeah, I think it's not a subject, it's more the way on how we're going to do the meeting. I think that we have to decide on whether to do it online or offline, or maybe a combination of the two.
Well, I'm up for doing it.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think we can do a combination of the two. I still have to confirm with the people in the company if we can host it here or somewhere else. I'm not sure how many people would come, so that's something that I would like to ask if we're going to do a hybrid version, like online and also physical meetings. I would like to know first how many people would come, and that's hard to gauge, right?
Yeah, the same for this meeting because a lot more people are RSVP'd, I think. But what you can do is like the Meetup app. We can use that because then people have to really RSVP if they want to come, and they're on the list and their name is in. So if they don't come, then it's kind of more like a how do you say? That once you have subscribed, then it's not so easy to not come.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, so you mean a meetup like in the site meetup.org or what you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you have to pay
Like
for that, right?
I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah, I think to host meetings, yes.
I was hoping it's
Yeah. I think someone was talking. Max, if you're trying to talk, you're muted, man.
Oh.
Okay. So
yeah, this one.
Sorry?
Yeah, this one. I mean, is it not free?
Let's see pricing model. Maybe we can find something here. Yeah. Yes, up to 50 members, $9.99 a month.
Ah, okay.
So there's no free plan.
No.
Okay, that's bad, but I think we can find another way.
Yeah.
We can even do a crude way in the first meeting, and we can use emails for that. Oh,
yeah, and of course LinkedIn.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we can use LinkedIn for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, how do we work this out? So let's make sure that we have an online meeting. So online meeting is searching. Physical meetings are open.
Yeah.
Let's discuss what they depend on. Depends on confirmation for a place to hold the meetings, or maybe the first meeting. So meeting or meetings. For meetings, and depends on a system to manage who comes or and well, if we hold it here, I'm not sure what I can offer in terms of beverages and stuff. So maybe it should be something like bring your own.
Yeah, or maybe just ask for a small contribution.
Oh, in forms of money, or
yeah, like five. If everybody pays €5, you can get something to drink and something to eat, and then.
Okay. All right. So the first meeting is kind of decided. So we are certain that we're going to have an online meeting, which is easy for us.
Yeah.
In physical meetings, I still have to try to work out some details. But also, if you guys have a suggestion on if your company can volunteer or something, I don't know. Yeah. So if you know something about this, please let me know. Okay. So. It's facilitated, the first meeting, online is certain, physical meetings are open, and we have a few details to work on physical meetings. What else can we talk about in the format for the first meeting? Guys, you can also type if you want. You can also edit anything.
My suggestion, if we need more stuff, is I think it'd be valuable to hear from everyone. I know we briefly talked about in the check-in round kind of what everyone was looking to get out of this, but I'd like to know kind of more concretely what problems you're facing in terms of why the desire for the community, what you feel you need to learn. Is it problems with implementation or specific areas of Holacracy you're wanting to learn more about, concepts of self-management in general? Kind of just learning a lot more about those issues or the areas you find yourself or your company struggling with, so then we can get more concrete on how to fix those and what help you'd like to see from other coaches and whatnot.
Okay, so how do I word this? I think someone else. Okay, to help. Okay. What else? So we have subjects. We have. I need something basic in Holacracy because we need to board new people as well. I think it would be very helpful to get companies that are starting in Holacracy to join this group, because when a newbie asks a question, I usually learn a lot from it as well. Even if it reinforces what I know, it's very, very valuable. So I want to get more newbies, let's say, to the group. How can I keep that? Well, suggest to members to invite newbies to the group. Yes, welcome back, Ivan. So this is the only new part, Ivan. Suggest members to invite newbies to the group. The reason for that is even when newbies ask something that is usually a simple question, an easy answer question, we still learn from it. And during the Holacracy practitioners training, I learned a lot from those questions from newbies, because I assumed they knew a lot about Holacracy before I joined. And when I myself fill that form that I sent to you guys, I feel as 3 and not 4, as most people feel. So I can even, I think I have it around here. Yes. I'll show you the summary, otherwise it will show everyone's email. And this meeting is, I'm recording this meeting. Responses. No, I don't remember. It will show you email anyway. So let's jump over that. If I stop recording, then I can show you the rest. Okay, so this is more generic. So this is not only for the first meeting, right?
No, it's for more. What I was also thinking, what I really liked about the last day, and we were like more in the training, more brainstorming on certain topics. What's really interesting to hear is on how people solve different kinds of things within Holacracy. Like I was in the HR group, so we talked about the salaries, about the how do you say, the performance management, stuff like that. But there are a lot of things, like how do you work with a works console within Holacracy, or how do you deal with investors within Holacracy, things like that. And then maybe like I like to hear from others how they do that, like best practices and stuff.
So maybe a subject would be how to deal with normal companies' problems within Holacracy.
Yeah.
Let's say investors, compensation. What else do you say? I think it's
works console.
Works
console. It's like OR, ondernemersraad in Dutch.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to say that in English.
Yeah, it's work console.
Like
yeah,
it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's typical Dutch. I don't know if you have similar things in.
Yeah, we have it as well.
Okay.
It's representation of workers, some kind of
group.
The bylaw, given by law.
Yeah, like a union, but internal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in our country, it's from 3 people they can make it.
Okay.
And they are protected by law.
Yeah, same here.
Interesting. Okay. What else? So in terms of subject, I think we have enough. And now I want to know about you guys. What do you think we can have as an ongoing structure for the group? So maybe we can adopt the community forum that we were using already. But maybe we can ask for a space of our own, maybe? Or do we use the whole space? Do we share it? I don't know. At least we need a space to devote information.
Yeah. We could use Slack.
Yeah, we could use Slack. That's true. That's a good idea.
There are probably others as well.
Glassrock, Slack, Skype. Anything. So
Yeah,
are we going to have a first meeting online? Yeah, is it decided? Or
yeah, so all the meetings are going to be online as well because
wonderful.
yeah, this is a very low effort for me at least. I can host them. That's not a problem. Well, unless I'm not participating. Well, I can also add someone else as a host, I think.
Yeah.
This Zoom account that I'm using is paid, but the company, we use it in company as well. So I'm not paying for something extra. It's completely fine. It's easy to do. So that's a plus.
Yeah, that's nice.
In terms of structure, do we use the forum? So let's say we use, the community forum, but we would like, forum to discuss, let's start with Slack.
What do you mean by structure?
Structure of the group, sorry.
Yeah, of the group, okay.
Yeah, so this is about the meetings.
Yeah.
And then we have a structure for
how we organize our community.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so we use Slack. We also use the community forums of Holacracy.org. Okay, I was oh no.
Community.holacracy.org.
Yes, thank you. Community forums of Holacracy. Can add a link here. Okay. I can create a Slack space if you guys want. For me, it's not a problem.
And what about using a Glassrock?
Well, we can talk about getting a premium Glassrock account because I'm not sure. Well, let's see.
It's not needed. Like free is okay as well.
I'm not sure what free allows you to do. Let's see.
Quite everything.
Yeah.
There is no history, but I'm afraid that it limited list of members. No.
Well, there's no training, which is okay.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Okay, we can craft and propose, submit proposals outside of the governance meeting. We can view and respond governance proposals in Slack. Integrations are not there. Integrate for individual and team-based product management software, which is fine for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think it would be handy, and I would love to see the evolution of the community, like in a Holacracy terms. You know, we can. It's not explicit now, but we can have some purpose, and it can be like living organism. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be strictly like this and that, but some Glassrock can be a good start point, and to have some roles, you know. And
Yes, and it will be a good example of how not commercial organization can be can drive on. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good suggestion. We can have a Glassrock space. So how are we going to call this? Are we an org, or are we a oops.
Yeah. But what you mean? How are we going to call the community, or?
Yeah, I think we can decide that on a proper Holacracy meeting.
Yeah. Can you change it later on?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the address will be the same, but that's not important.
Yeah.
So
I think Tom Mulder, they have several communities like this, and I think they use Glassrock for that.
Oh, really? I never heard about one like
yeah,
that.
there were many intentions for the communities, and on community forum you can find like historically some posts about that, but they have enough people for now. I see like they do governance online. They practice for the assignments, etc. So.
Well, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. We can learn a lot from that for sure. We can also have a facilitator that will facilitate one meeting only, and then the next time it's going to be someone different, and secretary as well with rotation. That would be super nice.
Yeah. Also
Okay.
to learn it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, so let's leave it like this. We use Glassfrog, then I'll create the Glassfrog in Slack and put the address of the meeting notes for everyone. What else? Let's see. Well, this is already a good structure, to be honest. If we have Slack, community forums to talk about it, and the Glassfrog, I think it's more than enough. This way we can point, for example, colleagues that work on the companies that you work as well, and you can point them to the Slack channel or even some posts in the community forums or to our Glassfrog, because we can make it public. I'm not sure if they allow it to free accounts, but if they do, we can make it public so everyone can see how we're working, if they can help or not.
And do we need this Slack if we have a community forum?
I think so, because this Slack is a little bit faster, I guess. So we can discuss ideas faster. If we're going to use the community forum, we usually write like a big post, and then we'll wait for someone to reply a big post again. And Slack is more like, I agree, I don't agree. You can do simple things. You can move faster.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't think that community needs a fast pace, you know. I know.
Yeah, it could be, but...
You know what I mean? Like in company, Slack is like, yeah, let's do it. But if you have once per month meeting, in the best case, so I don't think there are enough operational things to use Slack.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can use Slack for like discussions or questions in between the meetings. So I have a problem at work and I would like to hear how others would respond to it.
Ah, I see.
And then you can have more like small discussions on different topics in Slack.
Yeah, sure. But in my opinion, like the community forum is kind of dead, I would say. Like it's not so vibrant.
So different as that, yeah.
So we can help by this to be it more alive. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's just an opinion.
how about this approach? So we use mainly the community forums, and the Slack is more a way of networking and quick questions and stuff like that. So we can have both. We focus on the forums because then we have a central place for everything. So if we talk about something in Slack and we see that it's becoming an important discussion for the community, we just go to the community forums. And if it's more about something quick, something that we can process and digest really quickly, then we can use Slack. How about that?
Great. And if one of them turns out not to really work, then we just stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And kind of just to explain my underground motivation for this is that I don't use Slack actually. Yeah, I used it several times, but I couldn't find the way for my way to Slack. You know, I just don't use it. We use everything else, but not Slack.
Yeah, I recently abandoned Slack for Teams, Microsoft Teams. So we can.
Yeah, it's new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and Teams is a little bit more evolved, I guess. There are more things, but for me, it's the same in this sense. We can use whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys are also familiar with Teams because it's much newer. So.
No, I've only worked with Slack so far.
Yeah, but the Teams is also very simple. It's mostly the same things, but it does a little bit more. You have.
I'm also into trying out new things, so maybe we should just try that instead of Slack.
Yeah, just from experience, the less tools we use, the better it will be.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So I think this is enough for tools. So either Slack or Microsoft Teams, we can. I'll ponder a little bit on this, and we can also start a discussion in the community forums if you guys like. Glassfrog, I'm not sure how the structure should be, so I think the first meeting we can talk about this as well. It would be cool to kind of construct our new, let's call it circles and bubbles and whatever, so we can play with that in the first meeting. How you guys feel about it?
I think it would be very nice to have the first meeting also to discover our purpose.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, facilitated.
And that's like the base for setting up a Glassfrog. I think.
I'll do the basics of Blastfrogs to be so we can have something in the meeting. Then I think we should set up everything else, like how the organization is going to work during the meeting. Is that okay for you guys?
Yeah.
About setting up Glassfrog, you mean something about initial structure?
Okay, it's better to be worded like this. Yeah, setting up initial structure on Glassfrog. Yes. Thank you, Max.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Oops. Why did I spell wrong here? Yeah. Okay. Okay. To be honest, I'm really happy with this now. We achieved way more than I thought in a short period of time. It's already 7 and 7, so I think we should call it quits for now and publish this. And after I think I'll publish. Once we have this sorted out, I think I'll do this tomorrow. Yeah, believe it or not, tomorrow I have 2 other meetings with people outside the company, but yeah, I think I can do it tomorrow, and the Glassfrog part as well. So I can publish this tomorrow evening, I think. I won't make any promises, so maybe Sunday, I'm not sure. But
don't set any deadlines, just
give us
project.
Projection, give us projection.
yeah.
Yes. Deadlines it's not about us.
Kom maar.
It's old school. It's old school.
Even zwaaien.
We have a new...
Yeah, we have a new tribe member.
Oh. Let's go.
Grappig, hè?
Okay, well, Charlotte, Max, Paul, and Ivan, I want to thank you a lot for coming today. To be honest, it's been great. I'm super happy with the results we got. Look at this. This is a beauty.
Great.
Well, I say look at this and I don't show you, but it's really nice. I'm happy, so thank you. Let's start this at full speed if you can. I think that we don't need lots and lots of meetings, but we certainly need structured meetings to make our time work, right? Because we have so many people from different time zones, so we need, of course, respect their time as well.
Yeah.
The reason I scheduled this meeting for this time is because people in the US usually, at least in the Pacific Coast, they cannot participate if it's not after 6 on Amsterdam time. So I try to include people from the US. Paul, where are you in the US?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Okay, see? What time is it there? It's 9, around 9 right now?
10 o'clock now. I think we're 9 hours behind.
Yeah.
Or
10 o'clock, yeah. So that's why I scheduled for this time as well.
That's great.
Guys, if we don't talk to each other before Christmas, have a really nice Christmas. I'm not sure if you celebrate or not, so nice festivities, I should say.
Yeah.
Nice New Year. And of course, I'll post very soon in the community forum. So then we'll have a structure to move forward. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks for organizing it. Yeah.
No problem.
And you. Oh,
Bye-bye.
have a nice evening and have a nice weekend for everyone. Goodbye.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Sure. Have a good one.
Mag ik een woord?
Have